After turning 60, the biggest dream is not luxury cars or big houses. It's something much simpler: keeping your freedom, the freedom to walk on your own, eat what you like, and never feel like a burden on your family. But there is one silent threat that takes this independence away faster than anything else. The World Health Organization warns stroke is the #1 reason older adults lose their independence. Every year, more than 15 million strokes happen worldwide. 5 million people die. Another 5 million survive, but are left with disabilities that change daily life forever. In the United States, the CDC reports a stroke happens every 40 seconds. Nearly 3 out of 4 cases strike adults over 65. The most alarming part? Many strokes could be prevented, not with expensive treatments, but through simple nighttime habits. What you choose to eat, drink, and how you rest before bed can quietly decide whether your brain and heart stay strong or slowly weaken. And that's why tonight matters more than you think. Number 1. Early, light dinner. After 60, what you eat at night and when you eat it quietly shapes your risk of stroke. The National Institutes of Health reports that eating after 9 p.m. is linked to higher blood pressure and more fat circulating in the blood. Instead of resting, your heart and arteries are forced to keep working hard all night long. The World Health Organization also sets a clear line: no more than 5 grams of salt per day, which is about a teaspoon. But in the US and Canada, the average diet often doubles that limit, especially from fast food, canned goods, and processed snacks. Too much salt makes the body hold extra fluid, driving blood pressure up at the very hours when your body should be resting. When this is combined with heavy late-night meals, fried foods, cheesy pasta, or fast food burgers, blood flow slows and arteries stiffen faster. This creates the perfect storm for a nighttime stroke. The fix is simple but powerful. Finish dinner earlier, ideally before 7:30 p.m., and keep it light. Choose meals that are gentle on your heart: a piece of grilled salmon, a plate of steamed vegetables, or a warm bowl of soup with whole grain bread. Eating this way supports flexible blood vessels, better brain recovery, and sharper focus the next morning. Here's an easy trick. If your plate feels heavy or salty, cut the portion in half, then fill the rest with vegetables or fresh fruit. It lowers your grocery bill, protects your circulation, and helps you sleep without your heart racing. One lighter, earlier meal might not feel dramatic tonight, but repeated over weeks and months, it can lower stroke risk, protect your memory, and help you stay strong enough to enjoy life on your own terms. Number 2. No alcohol or caffeine. A nightcap may feel relaxing, and a cup of coffee in the evening may seem harmless. But after 60, both alcohol and caffeine can quietly raise your stroke risk while you sleep. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention warns that even one extra drink in the evening can disrupt your heartbeat. This irregular rhythm, called atrial fibrillation, is a major trigger for blood clots and strokes in older adults. Alcohol also interferes with deep sleep, leaving your brain tired and your blood pressure higher the next morning. Caffeine carries its own hidden risks. The body takes 6 to 8 hours to fully clear it from your system. That means a late cup of tea, coffee, or even a cola at dinner can keep your heart racing well into the night. Research published in the BMJ found that disrupted sleep combined with higher nighttime heart rate increases the chance of cardiovascular events, especially in people over 65. So what's the safer choice? Stop alcohol at least 3 to 4 hours before bedtime, and ideally, reserve it for earlier in the day. Limit yourself to no more than one standard drink, and skip it entirely if you're already managing high blood pressure or irregular heartbeat. For caffeine, set a simple cutoff: no coffee, tea, or energy drinks after 2 p.m. If you still crave a warm drink in the evening, swap it with decaf coffee, chamomile tea, or just warm water with lemon. These choices calm your system instead of pushing your heart harder. The difference you'll feel is subtle but powerful. Steadier sleep, a more relaxed heart, and clearer focus in the morning. And over time, less alcohol and caffeine at night may help lower stroke risk and give your body the full rest it deserves. Number 3. Quit nighttime smoking. For many people, that last cigarette before bed feels like a way to relax. But the truth is, smoking in the evening quietly puts your brain and heart in danger while you sleep. The National Institutes of Health reports that nicotine makes your blood vessels tighten and your heart beat faster. This increases blood pressure and reduces the oxygen supply your brain needs during the night. Even one cigarette before bed can trigger small blood clots that raise the risk of a nighttime stroke. And remember, your body is supposed to rest and repair while you sleep. But with nicotine in your system, your heart works overtime, and your brain gets less oxygen than it should. That's why smokers over 60 face a significantly higher chance of stroke compared with non-smokers, according to CDC data. The good news is that every step toward quitting helps. Skipping just that last cigarette of the night can lower your blood pressure within hours and improve circulation in your brain almost immediately. If quitting completely feels overwhelming, start by moving your last cigarette earlier in the evening. Pair that with a new bedtime routine. A short walk, deep breathing, or sipping herbal tea instead of lighting up. Nicotine replacement options, like gum or patches, can also help reduce cravings without forcing your blood vessels to clamp down right before sleep. It may not feel dramatic at first, but your body notices the difference the very same night. More oxygen reaches your brain, your heart works less hard, and you sleep more deeply. Over time, these small choices add up to something bigger: fewer risks of stroke, stronger lungs, and the freedom to stay active and independent. Because giving up just one cigarette at night isn't just breaking a habit, it's buying yourself healthier mornings for years to come. Number 4. 7, 8 hours of sleep. After 60, sleep is no longer just about feeling rested. It becomes one of the most powerful tools to protect your brain, your memory, and your independence. The New England Journal of Medicine highlights that sleeping fewer than 6 hours a night can raise stroke risk by nearly 30% in older adults. When your body doesn't get enough rest, blood pressure stays higher, inflammation builds, and the brain struggles to repair itself. Instead of recharging, your system runs on empty, and that leaves you vulnerable. On the other hand, a steady 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep helps stabilize blood pressure, improve balance, and even sharpen memory. It also lowers the chance of falls, which is another key factor in staying independent as we age. Think of nighttime sleep as your body's personal repair shop. During deep sleep, the brain clears away toxins, muscles rebuild, and your heart rate slows, giving your arteries a much-needed break. But here's the challenge. Many older adults struggle with staying asleep. The CDC notes that nearly 1 in 3 people over 60 suffer from insomnia or restless nights. So how do we fix it? Set a regular bedtime and wake-up time, even on weekends. Keep your bedroom cool, dark, and quiet, and turn off screens at least 30 minutes before bed. If you wake often during the night, avoid heavy meals, caffeine, or alcohol in the evening, since they all disrupt deep sleep. And if you still can't get quality rest, talk to your doctor about a sleep study, because untreated problems like sleep apnea can quietly damage your brain and heart. When you give yourself the gift of consistent sleep, the benefits show up every morning: clearer memory, steadier steps, and the strength to keep living on your own terms. Because sometimes the simplest prescription for health is also the most natural: a good night's sleep. Number 5. Treat sleep apnea. Many people think snoring is just a noisy habit, but after 60, loud or interrupted snoring may signal something much more dangerous: sleep apnea. Sleep apnea, or OSA, means your breathing stops and starts repeatedly during the night. Each pause reduces oxygen to your brain and heart and forces your body to jolt awake, even if you don't remember it. The National Institutes of Health estimates that up to 25% of adults over 60 suffer from sleep apnea, and many don't even know it. Left untreated, OSA can double or triple the risk of stroke, according to PubMed studies. It also raises blood pressure, strains the heart, and causes memory decline over time. The warning signs are easy to miss: daytime fatigue, morning headaches, waking up gasping for air, or a partner noticing your breathing stops at night. The good news is that treatment works. A sleep study can confirm the diagnosis, and doctors may recommend a CPAP machine, which gently delivers air pressure to keep your airway open. It may sound uncomfortable at first, but many older adults say the difference is life-changing: deeper sleep, more energy, and better focus during the day. Other steps also help: losing extra weight, sleeping on your side instead of your back, and avoiding alcohol before bedtime. Even simple lifestyle changes can reduce apnea episodes and improve oxygen flow to your brain. When you treat sleep apnea, you do more than stop snoring. You restore steady oxygen to your body, lower your risk of stroke, and protect your memory and independence. Because every breath you take at night is a small promise that you'll wake up stronger, clearer, and ready for another day on your own terms. Number 6. A small glass of water. It may sound too simple, but one of the easiest ways to lower stroke risk at night is just a small glass of water before bed. Why? Because dehydration makes your blood thicker. When blood becomes too concentrated, it flows more slowly and increases the chance of a clot forming while you sleep. The Lancet reports that even mild dehydration can raise the risk of heart strain and poor circulation, especially in older adults. And remember, as we age, the body's natural sense of thirst weakens. That means many people over 60 go to bed already slightly dehydrated without even realizing it. The fix is easy. Drink a small glass of water, about 100 to 150 milliliters or half a cup, within an hour before bedtime. This gentle hydration helps keep blood moving smoothly and reduces the strain on your heart overnight. But here's the key: don't overdo it. A full bottle of water right before bed often leads to bathroom trips at 2 a.m., which interrupts your sleep. Interrupted rest can actually raise blood pressure and undo some of the benefits of hydration. So think of it like this: just enough to quench, not enough to flood. If you take medications that already increase fluid, like diuretics for high blood pressure, check with your doctor about the best timing so your nights stay peaceful. Another simple tip: keep a small glass of water by your bed. That way, if you wake up dry-mouthed during the night, you can sip just a little without having to get up fully. It's a habit that costs nothing, takes only seconds, yet pays back with better circulation, steadier mornings, and lower stroke risk over time. Sometimes, protecting your independence doesn't require complicated solutions, just one small glass of water. Number 7. Relax before bed. The final habit may be the most overlooked: learning how to relax before bed. Stress doesn't just live in your mind. It shows up in your body as higher blood pressure, faster heartbeat, and restless sleep. The National Institutes of Health explains that chronic stress raises levels of cortisol, a hormone that makes blood vessels tighten and keeps the brain in a state of alert. When this happens at night, you lose the deep, restorative sleep that protects your heart and memory. The result? You wake up feeling drained, with higher risk of stroke and heart strain. But the solution is gentle and surprisingly effective. Just 15 minutes of calming activity before bed can lower cortisol and prepare your body for rest. It could be listening to soft music, reading a light book, praying, meditating, or simply practicing deep breathing. Research published in the BMJ shows that older adults who use relaxation techniques sleep more deeply and report better morning focus. Another small step: avoid watching stressful news or late-night arguments before sleep. Instead, create a calm routine. Dim the lights, lower the temperature, and remind your body it's time to rest. These small rituals signal safety to the brain, helping you drift into the kind of sleep that restores memory and circulation. And here's a bonus: relaxed evenings often mean less tossing and turning, which protects balance and reduces the risk of falls during the night. The power of this habit isn't about eliminating all stress from life. It's about giving your heart and brain a nightly pause so they can recharge for tomorrow. Because independence in your 60s, 70s, and beyond doesn't just come from strong muscles. It also comes from a calm mind and steady sleep. Take a few minutes to relax tonight, and your body will thank you for years to come. Connection. This is not only about preventing disease, it's about protecting your dignity, your joy, and your independence as you grow older. Because independence isn't measured by test results or blood pressure numbers. It's measured by whether you can walk out into your garden on your own, prepare your favorite meal, or take a drive to see your grandchildren. The World Health Organization reminds us that strokes are the leading cause of long-term disability worldwide. But behind every statistic is a real story of someone who once lived freely, now relying on others for the simplest daily needs. And the truth is, many of those losses could have been prevented by choices made the night before. That's why these evening habits matter so deeply. They're not rules to restrict your life. They're keys to protecting the life you love. Each small step you take tonight is like casting a vote for your future. Will you wake up strong enough to water the flowers? Or will you depend on someone else to push your wheelchair into the sun? The decision begins not in the doctor's office, but in your own home, in the quiet moments before you fall asleep. Ask yourself this simple question: 10 years from now, do you want to drive yourself to the store or lie in bed depending on your children for everything? The answer doesn't rest only in your doctor's hands. It begins with the small choices you make tonight: eating dinner a little earlier, drinking just enough water before bed, giving yourself a full night of rest, and letting your mind settle into calm before sleep. These are not dramatic changes, but repeated night after night, they can protect your brain, your heart, and your independence. Because freedom in later life is not about doing everything alone. It's about keeping the strength to live on your own terms without being forced into dependence. So, start tonight. Choose one better habit before bed, and tomorrow morning, you'll already be one step closer to the future you want. If you found this helpful, please subscribe to the channel for more trusted, science-based tips to stay strong and independent after 60. And remember, this content is for education only. Always talk with your doctor before making changes to your routine or treatment.